this lesson, I'll talk about both file-based encryption and whole disk encryption within Windows. The two technologies are known as EFS, or Encrypting File System, and BitLocker. Encrypting File System is a file-based encryption technology built into Windows, and BitLocker is whole disk encryption built in for Windows volumes or the entire drive. Let's go to sensitive documents real quick. Click on Properties. I've already encrypted this folder, so I have this little lock on here. We can manage that encryption by clicking on the Advanced tab and either unchecking this box or additionally going into our security settings for EFS, which we'll cover in just a minute. Okay, here's our user. This is the only user that can actually decrypt that information. File-based encryption is different than whole disk encryption. Let's say that we have a virus that infects our Windows system while it is up and running and decides to pilfer data from the system, grabbing any document that it can. Well, with file-based encryption, the attacker is going to get only the encrypted file. Whereas if we just had whole disk encryption turned on, the only thing that we're preventing is preventing the loss of that hard drive, or if somebody decides to try to break into that computer without knowing the password. We can manage EFS by clicking on, just typing in EN here, and going to Manage File Encryption Certificates. Okay? Encrypting File System is the part that we're going to configure next. So we'll click Next, and we'll use the certificate that is issued by the system. Now, if we're on a domain, we could actually have the Active Directory store this information. We're not going to do that right now, so let's click Cancel. File-based encryption is best when we have documents that we need to secure between two different parties. So let's say that we're on a Windows domain and need to transfer those files to a user in the finance department. EFS would be a great tool to do that with. Let's look at BitLocker real quick. In order to access BitLocker, we'll click our Start button and type in BitLocker, or just Bit, and come here to the BitLocker Drive Encryption. It's extremely easy to turn on. All I'm going to do is click Turn on BitLocker. Oh, and because I don't have a TPM module, unfortunately I can't start TPM. Now, on a normal computer, a desktop or a laptop, for example, that has a TPM module, that is a trusted platform module built in, which stores the encryption keys for my operating system, I can easily turn on BitLocker. The problem with this is that I'm running a virtual machine to show you BitLocker. So I don't have a TPM device. Now if I try to turn on BitLocker, it's going to tell me I don't have a trusted platform module. So what I could do is actually change the policy for how I'm storing that information. Now I could store it on a floppy drive, or I could store it on a thumb drive. However, those are prone to loss. So I'm not going to actually go through with this at this time. BitLocker is extremely important if we want to protect the files on our system. With any laptop or hard drive that is not encrypted, we can easily steal information off of the system. we can use something that's called a offline password manager to actually get into the SAM database and change a user's password to get in. The thing that prevents that is encryption, whole disk encryption via BitLocker. In conclusion, BitLocker and encrypting file system need to be managed depending on what level you need your security to be at. I always recommend having a BitLocker strategy for an enterprise or an encryption strategy for an enterprise. Those systems that are laptops should be encrypted with BitLocker to prevent someone from stealing the information if they lose that hard drive or that laptop. Additionally, if we have sensitive documents, we need to also turn on EFS to protect documents. Both strategies are essential to the security of an overall Windows system.